Hey, I'm Guy.
I'm John.
It's our YouTube channel. Subscribe to this channel. We appreciate that a lot. Like this video. Share it with people too.
Check out our podcast below in the description.
All right, on to Derek Carr and his performance on Sunday Night Football. All the audibles. We had fun going through all the audibles. People love, from a viewing experience, talking about the audibles and what he's saying and shouting out Gruden's wife and all kinds of stuff. I did also think on Sunday night, he just felt John in, and not that we haven't heard audibles, not that he hasn't been in control. He's had a couple games this year that we've talked about have been like, God, that was a really, even against Denver, right? It was like, God, that performance was better than the final numbers. He was in complete control. I mean, even Gruden after the game said he was almost flawless. He said he had 4 or 5, and this is Gruden's word, magnificent throws.
I agree. I really do agree with him.
It was one of the best. You know what he felt like? It felt like watching him. This is gonna. I just from a control standpoint at Fresno State. You remember it was just he'd step on the field. You just knew he was better than everybody on the field, and he acted like it. Not in an arrogant way, just in a total control way. And it just he felt like he was going toe to toe with Patrick Mahomes on Sunday night.
Well, he had 21 completions. Of the 7 incompletions, I'm pretty sure they all hit people in their hands. I mean, Aguilar had 2 drops.
Than the non-grounding call in the last, right?
Okay.
Aguilar had 2
so
drops.
that would be the
Ingold
one.
had,
Aguilar had 2 drops, and the other one that hit the ground, that hit him in the hand, right? So that's 3.
Ingold 2.
Ingold had 2. Boom, we're at 5 right there. So I'm just missing 1. I mean, he was simply fantastic. Like, you just watch Mahomes. We talk about this all the time.
Oh, the Bryan Edwards PBU.
Which a lot of Raider fans think it has to be PI. I do think, and I think it goes both ways too. I like when they just let them kind of battle that out. This is the NFL. This isn't high school football. I let these guys kind of battle it out like they were both going at it. I had no issue with that.
No, but that was an on-target throw.
Yeah, I mean, a guy, he kind of had it. I actually thought the DB just kind of made a good play swipe. Was he holding him a little bit when he was going up? Yeah, but the ball kind of hit and went down his body. You're right. Every ball was just on the money. To me, the ball Nelson Aguilar dropped late in the game when he hits the ground, I guess before the one that he dropped in the end zone, but down the sideline, when Derek is backpedaling, throws kind of off his back foot. I thought tonight, for the first time in a long time, with everyone watching, he had got this check down Charlie. And there are games and there are times when it was fair. But the one thing we've always pushed back on, and anyone that knows his game has pushed back on, Alex was checked down Charlie because he couldn't throw it far. Derek can throw the ball far, like Mahomes. He has a strong arm. And tonight, on that play, he did things. You just watch him and Mahomes going back and forth. Mahomes might have done a couple more spectacular things. I on the run kind of throws across his body. He almost had one across his body that the DB tipped. It would have been
when the linebacker tipped.
Oh my God. Yeah, it would have been throw of the night.
I thought too, Derek, the one, and Collinsworth made a big deal of it, the float to Waller, who would come
as he's getting pressure to kind of hit him in the hands.
Another one kind of backpedaling where he threw basically a 90-degree throw to the left with pressure in his face.
To Ruggs, I think. Yeah.
I was just...
But here's the key. If he is going to play like he's played this season, and tonight was people he's been doing this all season. Yeah, I mean, I thought tonight was another level.
Part of it is the game, the team you're playing.
Yeah, you play well against the Chargers, you play well against the Broncos. You do that on Sunday Night Football with, if I'm just had to guess, 12 to 15 million people watching. Yeah, I mean, the people that I care about. You guys
Everybody
listening.
I follow on Twitter was watching.
The guy, he's a top 10 quarterback playing like that. I mean, the way he played tonight, he's a top 5 quarterback. He's on the best contract in the NFL. He's under team control this year, next year, and the following year at $19 million a year. For a non-rookie quarterback, if you say Kyler Murray's on the best contract, he's a Pro Bowl level guy making $9 million or whatever. A non-rookie quarterback, find me a guy that's in the top 10 level quarterback that's not making 25 above. Phillip Rivers, who was fantastic today, he makes $25 million. Derek is $5 million cheaper than Phillip Rivers. If Derek Carr were to hit the open market after this season, you'd see the money like Carson Wentz and Jared Goff got just from a talent standpoint and the way he's playing. He'd get, how much money would he get? He'd get $100+ million guaranteed, right?
Well, Jimmy Garoppolo
what would the Raiders have to give him if he was a free agent? A lot of cash.
Yeah, would he get the contract Dak wants?
Yes.
Right.
But the great part about the Raiders guy, what I'm saying is like the actual team building, he's on a really, really cheap contract. Like, do we extension this offseason to just, a couple years ahead or maybe a year away from that? You probably go a year away because, the cap comes back a little bit and he's really cheap. But I'm pretty confident, like, I haven't seen the quotes. We're just doing this right after the game. He's singing his praises after the game.
Yeah, and Kelsey said it's the best Raiders team he's played since he came in the league in 2013. That's not a Derek quote, but I do think it's part of the reason this is that team is because of Derek.
As Kelsey went right down the field and scored a game-winning touchdown.
Well, again, these quotes are like it's like Kelsey lost the game is what it feels like when you read the quote.
I know. It's just we've gone about this the last couple of years about Derek and Gruden, and I do think there's been a lot of validity to the conversation because even the fans have kind of been split. I think now it's kind of like he's just going to be their quarterback. That conversation's over. Even if they miss the playoffs, like it's pretty clear why this team loses, and it ain't the offense, right? It's the other side of the ball, which the crazy thing is a lot of their guys that are making plays are like homegrown drafted guys. It's not like, they just inherited this shitty deal. Like, yeah, they got rid of everyone. They drafted all their own dudes. And it's like Jonathan Abram, who's I enjoy watching him, but like a couple people text me tonight, like, is he a great player? Like the one thing when you're watching Derek right now, you just know like that's really good. I'm watching Jonathan Abram, like I like him, but is that exactly who I'd want?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about Derek, but I do think his speed fits in like these high level games. Like he does just
100%. But I'm just saying, like at the end of the day, and this gets to Jamal Adams, you do get paid to cover in the NFL. I love watching him just kill people, and so does everyone that watches football. But how are the games always determined, right?
The way this one was determined.
Yeah, and that's why
athletic big guy running down the middle of the field.
And that's where, to me, I was watching tonight saying they're probably a difference-making defensive lineman away from being really good, right? Because a difference-making defensive lineman, you go back to 2016 when Derek was having the best season of his career, their defense wasn't that great either. They just had Khalil Mack. If they just had like a legit all-star level player to go with this offense, even just like a Chris Jones, just one Pro Bowl defensive lineman, I don't even think we'd be debating like, are they going to make the playoffs? Are they not going to make the playoffs? Because I don't think the conversation is really going to stop, right? It's going to go ebb and flow every week.
Math in the AFC is so hard. Yeah, I do think with Derek, I think this game was a great example of.
Like, is he a Pro Bowler right now, Derek?
I mean, he was playing like one. I'd have to look at, but feels
Mahomes,
like it.
Roethlisberger.
His numbers by the end of the year, he'll be top 10, right, in every major category, maybe top 5 in some.
Yeah, I'd say Mahomes. I'd say Mahomes a lock. I feel like Derek's probably Cam.
Ben.
Yeah, Ben. I'd say it'd be Derek, Ben, and Mahomes right now. So Lamar, no. Tannehill, no. No, Rivers, no.
Herbert.
He'd probably be the fourth guy if one of those guys made the Super Bowl.
Deshaun.
Who?
Deshaun Watson. I'm just thinking of guys that make Pro Bowls. I'm obviously not looking at his stats right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think Derek would be in I think because you'd factor in winning and his stats are going to be really good.
Oh, did you say Brady?
But he's in the AFC.
Oh, I always think of the Bucks as an AFC team for some reason. Something about their logo.
I think Derek's a Pro Bowler right now.
Did you say Josh Allen?
Yeah, but are Derek's stats better than his?
Well, let's see. Josh Allen has more touchdowns. 5 more touchdowns. I mean, yeah. I mean, look.
So maybe that spot's between him and Josh Allen. Josh beat him.
To me, Derek looks like a Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
I'm just watching him. I go, yeah, it's a Pro Bowl quarterback.
Well, Mahomes being the Super Bowl, so they're not even having the Pro Bowl this year. But you're going to get Pro Bowl nods, right?
Right, and one of the good AFC quarterbacks will be in the Super Bowl. Good point. Maybe it'll be Derek. I think that
Their defense isn't good enough.
no, is the Chiefs. That's why I think the Steelers. Are the best
their
team in
offense
the
is
league.
magnificent.
Well, John, I felt like until the last series, I was watching Alex Smith's Chiefs tonight. Remember that season we didn't throw a touchdown to a wide receiver? Now they got Tyreek, but like,
and Kelsey's an unstoppable.
I'm watching this game going, wait a second, I think I miss Sammy Watkins.
Well, you do. I mean, Sammy Watkins is pretty good.
I thought
then they got like 3 other guys that all wear team numbers that look exactly like. Oh, there's Robinson, there's Hardeman, there's Pringles, there's a Ranch Pringles.
And then Pringle went out. Yeah, I just thought it was the thing with Derek coming out that we knew. We knew 2 things, right? One, his talent is fantastic. Like, he has high-end NFL arm strength. His accuracy now is right on par. He knows the game, and those 2 things melded together. Like, that's part of what we saw Sunday, was a guy who we always knew understood the game, and we always knew the physical talents. But they haven't always, and part of this has been team-related, kind of worked together. And this now, I know you didn't like Gruden kicking the field goal early, and that's legit. But I do think he clearly calls. The rhythm of his offense is good, right?
People are like, it was 4th and 16. I'm like, well, yeah, because the dude on the sideline yelled "fuck you" at the ref or something. I mean,
he was out of the coach's box,
whatever it was.
Probably him.
Like, it was 4th and 16. The kicker was on the field before the flag was thrown.
Yeah. Anyway,
because that guy, I had to rewind that. Everyone's like, it was 4th and 16. I'm like, am I taking crazy pills? I swear to God, they were just on the 1-yard line. I had to rewind it at the commercial.
How many snaps did they have from within a yard today? Yeah.
A lot.
Anyway, Derek balling.
Yeah, he is.